Hello everybody, it's the Geek Guy here, and today we're going to be taking a look at a Godzilla toy in this video. Now, with Godzilla King of the Monsters already kind of fading out of theaters, I don't exactly know how long it's going to be in theaters. I believe it's been there for like almost a month now. The Godzilla hype is kind of starting to die down a little bit, which is a shame because we've been really happy that we've been so excited over Godzilla and that there's tons of new Godzilla merchandise out in the stores. But most importantly, I really like that we're also getting tons of new stuff for the classic Godzillas. Specifically, in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the 60s Godzilla suit. I believe 60s. So this should be the Godzilla suit from Godzilla vs. Mothra, Godzilla vs. King Kong. I believe his first fight with King Ghidorah. I believe. You don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure this is the Godzilla from the 60s. Now, I've already removed this figure from the packaging. As you can see, it comes like this weird box. I found out, I don't know if I said this in the 1954 review, but the reason that these are in these weird boxes, like they're just all the figures on the same box, very generic, and they just there's not even a bottom to it, is because these are Japanese toys, and in Japan they just have a tag on their neck, and they're just hung from the pole. But over here, Americans, we like our packaging and our pretty boxes for stuff, and the really annoying sound it makes when it's scraping along my table. So taking a quick look at this packaging, it's pretty much no different from the 1954 Godzilla. So we remove this. The bottom here, you can see the holes. It is just the figure is held into place with those plastic zip ties almost. So 2 for his feet, 1 for his tail. You got that nice picture of the 1954, 1956 Godzilla. Nice little modern Tokyo it looks like, which is kind of funny to me. You get the Japanese, I don't know which way that's supposed to be, but I believe that just says Godzilla or Gojira. It says big bold letters Godzilla on the front. Bandai ages 4 and up because these are just little vinyl figures, no accessories. On the side just says Godzilla again. On the back we got a couple other figures. We got 54, which I've looked at in a previous video. Millennium Godzilla and King Kaiser, hoping to have them soon. It says collect them all. Same Godzilla logo. We have the nice little pictures of Godzilla and King Kaiser on the back. I believe this is kind of like a Toho thing. I believe on if you buy the DVDs and the Blu-rays, it has the pictures of the monsters that are in the film, which is kind of a cool idea. And the side just has Godzilla, and as you can see it right here, nice city, looks like the fire, from here to here, it's all nice, and there's fire down here. Much different story on this panel. It seems like everything is exploding. So that's fun. Alright, let's get the packaging out of the way and look at the figure itself. Here he is, Mr. Zilla himself. Now these are 7-inch scale, about 7 inches tall, vinyl figures. And what that means is they're made of a rubber. They're not dog toy level of rubber, they still feel hard and they feel durable, but I can squish him. I don't know if that's really picking up on camera, but I can squish him. He feels rubbery, but not so rubbery that it's cheap, should I say. So, taking a quick look at the features, the main differentiation between this and the 1954 Godzilla, because overall the tails and the spikes on the tails, I kind of forget what those are called. I know they have an actual name. And the legs, they look pretty similar, except once you get to the head, this head is much longer. And I think the other one kind of looks more like a dog, where this looks more like a... This is definitely more animated, I feel. More stylized than the 1954 version, which looked more like a cross between a dog and a dinosaur. This one, he's got much bigger teeth, he's got the huge jaw, the eyes are much more defined. The nose is I think the nose is shrunken in a little bit. He's got the huge stylized eyebrows. And the only paint that's on this figure, aside from these right here, spikes, are on the teeth, and you can even see his little tongue in there. It's probably not going to pick up on camera. And his eyes are also in there, and those are painted very nicely. Now, I just said that's the only paint, but I believe that's a lie, because I just noticed that his fingernails also have paint, but it's very hard. I'm looking through the camera, so it's very hard to see this. His hands, I think they're just sculpted in that black plastic. Interesting to note, none of this down here is paint. This is all part of the sculpt. All of the details and the lines in him, and where, I don't even know, what would that be? His scales? I don't think he has fur. No, he definitely doesn't have fur. That's a joke. No, but his body is sculpted. It's very nicely detailed. Got the arms with the painted fingernails. Comes down, you got the legs and the painted toenails. I know it's a lot easier to see on camera. And the flat feet makes them very easy to stand. And the tail for added support. The tail is very nicely sculpted. As I said before, you got all these nice spikes coming down. These are also kind of made of that rubbery material. Yeah, they look really nice. Now, if we go over the articulation, no articulation in the head. Head does not move. You got the 360-degree rotation of the arms. However, it is going to get hindered by his thigh. Both arms move up and down like that, and this one's going to get hindered right there at his tummy, because this is more of a, this seems to be more of like a punch, or like a smack, whereas this is definitely more of a slash. Move these out of the way, and then you come down here, his thighs, you can move them at the thigh, and those are 360-degree rotation, so you can do some weird yoga. So, a lot of good posability there. And his tail moves 360 degrees. However, I really like that the tail moves. However, the problem is dorsal fins. That just came to my mind. These are called dorsal fins. But yeah, which leads me to want to say the dorsal fins are going to be unaligned. So as you can see, it comes down and then it just halts right there. So you're really not going to probably want to move that, especially if you're looking at a figure photography or something like that. But for a kid to be able to move the tail around and smack his other action figures, that's really cool. I will say that although the pose, I mean, it's just the 5 POA, like a Star Wars figure, minus the head, but added with the tail. You do get a good range, and to be honest, I don't really see like how much more range is needed in a basic figure, because these are like $13. They're more expensive if you get them on Amazon, but if you go to, I got this figure at Walmart, should have said that earlier, I got this figure at Walmart for like $12.97, I think it was. If you want to look, use BrickSeek, that seems to be pretty reliable. I'll try and put like the UPC code in the description maybe. But yeah, they're fun little figures. They're $13. They're a good scale. They're really chunky and nice to hold. They look fantastic. And the articulation will suffice, because back then in the 60s, the actors in the suits didn't have that much range of movement. So I think it's fine for what it is, especially if you think that most kids are just going to bash them together anyway. I will say I really hope to get some of the other kaiju in the line, because right now I just have the 2 Godzillas, and I really need to watch the movies that he is in, that this one is on. I believe this is, okay, I'm like 99% sure this is 60s, but I want to say this is the Kong and the Mothra and the King Ghidorah suits. And maybe, I think Abira was Raids again. So anyway, before I go off on a tangent, my final thoughts on this figure. I really like this figure a lot. I think the detail is good for what it is, because it lacks detail, but it didn't need it. It's true to the original suit. It looks really nice, very animated, really chunky, and definitely durable. And for $13, you can't go wrong on a figure like this, especially when you compare it to some of the other toy lines that you're paying much more for much less. So anyway, guys, if you like this video, if you like this Godzilla figure, I highly recommend you pick him up. And if you like this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe for future content, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.